something wild is happening in cryptocurrency, because with the world on notice that Donald Trump doesn't just want a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve, he wants altcoins. It should be
He says that this new national crypto reserve
this is
will
not just for
include
me.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a trio of high volatility tokens, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. He's calling it a move to elevate the industry after what the president described as years of corrupt attacks under the
Algorithms in
Biden
social media are made to waste
Altcoin
people's
Daily
times.
was one of the
They're also
first
made to be
channels
addictive,
cover
for
this
sure.
news on a Sunday.
But
Click
you can still have
subscribe
discipline.
for an edge investing in crypto. And while pretty much all the gains of
Granted,
this announcement on Sunday,
I am somebody
have
who's
since
terminally
retraced,
online,
and
right?
everybody
So
again is calling
I'm not
for
the best
lower
example
prices.
of how to have discipline.
Thinks the market's headed lower.
Yes, but instead we could be bottoming, maybe this week.
Watch today's whole video as expert Tom Lee explains why this most recent crash is a trap.
So from here on out, you think we bottomed? Have we seen the lows already?
Again, watch today's whole video, but even Bitcoin-only Michael Saylor gives his updated thoughts on a crypto strategic U.S. reserve.
Were you surprised that in the announcement over the weekend, the president mentioned other smaller coins like XRP, Solana, and Cardano, as well as Bitcoin for the strategic crypto fund?
Do you guys know who this is?
I'm not surprised. I mean,
do you guys know who this is?
There's no way to interpret this other than this is.
You're looking at the future richest man in the universe.
U.S. crypto industry. You know, there are conservatives that view
name is Michael Saylor.
Forward is just a Bitcoin only policy because Bitcoin is a commodity, an asset without an issue.
Future richest person in the universe right here.
But the president's adopted a more liberal economic policy.
A million %.
That's his right. He's president of the United
He's
States.
eventually going to make Elon and Jeff Bezos, all of those guys look like chump change.
You know, I believe
we see that like the price of Bitcoin is what like $90,000. Like, let's go. Oh, I don't even have to do that. Where's CoinGecko? Coin market cap right now 83, 84. He has thousands of individual Bitcoins. So thousands multiplied by this, and let's just say for the fun of it, it's just 1,000. But I know it's more. 84,000. 1, 3. So right now, $84 million, and that is so low. That's not even close. He's in the billions now.
I believe that the best thing for the country is to move forward with an enlightened, progressive policy toward digital.
And he owns the company MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy is the thing that owns the Bitcoins, not him individually, but his company.
Assets. I think it's worth $100 trillion to the United States, and ultimately there's 4 different assets that people need to come to grips with. A digital commodity like Bitcoin, an asset without an issuer backed by digital power.
Yeah, gold.
A digital currency like a stable coin backed by a fiat currency equivalent. A digital
like
security, an asset with an issuer backed by a stock or a bond so we can tokenize Wall Street. And then a digital token, which is
he will boom in the future. Right now, he's not in the top 20. That's what I'm saying. Right now, that's what I'm saying.
Trying to come to grips
that's exactly what I'm saying. Right now, he's not even close to the top 50.
We're going to
kidding
see
me?
more progressive,
but
constructive policy.
I think
20
Michael
years
Saylor
from now
summed that up perfectly. That the innovation here is not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a commodity. Bitcoin is fundamentally different. But the right digital asset policy is a $100 trillion opportunity for the United States.
100%. Just off fees, daily transactions and fees, absolutely.
A lot of this opportunity. But then again, why is crypto crashing? Why have all the gains been erased?
Because I believe it's being manipulated.
Well, first
if
off,
you want me
I
to
have
be
share
honest.
with you this, because while many of you know, if you watched my video from about 3 weeks ago, how I would invest $1,000 in cryptocurrency in 2025, I hold a lot of Solana. I hold a lot of Ethereum. The Altcoin Daily audience holds a lot of
I don't hold a lot of
and
Ethereum.
Solana and Ethereum. A crypto
I hold a lot of XRP. I hold a lot of Bitcoin. I do hold some Solana.
reserve would be great for our portfolios, but I do have to address 2 big things. Number 1, I'm concerned about the U.S. government picking winners. I personally do believe that the U.S. Strategic Reserve should be just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is fundamentally different. It has solidified itself as the hardest money / digital gold. And don't get me wrong, I own many altcoins, and I believe in the long-term future of many altcoins. But why are we having the US government choose winners? Why should XRP and Solana make it in, but XLM, SUI, and Algo be left out? Have those winners already been decided? My fear in all this would be if somebody as big and with so much money as the United States chooses certain protocols, then not only will other nation states also choose those protocols, but all the developers will then choose those protocols as well. And it sounds great. That sounds awesome if that happens.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to have some sacrifices if you want mainstream adaptation. Like, that's just the reality, right? Like, if we want mainstream adaptation or even, like, real-world assets get digitalized and put on a blockchain, like, stocks, bonds, land ownership, shit like that, that's a good thing.
Then we'll all make a lot of money if you've been subscribed to Altcoin Daily. But don't SUI and Algo deserve a shot too? Maybe let's have the free...
I don't know how, but I definitely think they'd still be included.
Market choose. Let's start with Bitcoin. Maybe let's start with Bitcoin for the strategic reserve. Start with altcoins and tech stocks for the Sovereign Wealth Fund.
I ain't mad at that.
Always add more later.
I think it's a good idea.
Comment down below if you think I'm off on this.
I think it's a fair compromise.
Honest thoughts. Either way, Michael Saylor lays out perfectly why Bitcoin's market cap is going to 20 trillion and then 200 trillion. That's about a 100x for Bitcoin from here.
The United States' best investments are Alaska, Mexico, California, and Louisiana, and Manhattan. We're still holding them hundreds of years later. It's a nation state. So presumably, you want to buy Bitcoin, you want to hold it for 100 years. You know where the future's going. The AIs, the foreigners, the Europeans, the 20th century capitalists, they're all going to cyberspace. And so the United States has the ability to buy this for a nickel and pay off the national debt. It'll be the greatest economic program of the 21st century for this country.
And how does that get funded?
We bought Manhattan for 60 guilders. It was a good trade. We bought Alaska for $6 million. It was a good trade. We paid $40 million for 75% of this country. It's a good trade. We can afford it. We should buy the future.
So either way,
I agree with Michael Saylor.
A just Bitcoin reserve or a full-on crypto reserve, whether the United States is just buying Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin and Solana and XRP and ADA and Ethereum, do not be fooled by short-term volatility to the downside. Also, I do just have to clear up, many people are accusing crypto czar David Sachs of just choosing his bag, meaning the coins that were chosen for the strategic reserve are just ones he holds. He confirmed as of yesterday he sold all his cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, prior to the start of being in the administration.
That sucks.
He then got community
notice. I wonder if he sold it to himself somehow.
That while David sold his direct holdings, he still has large indirect holdings because he's an investor in Bitwise Asset Management.
Yeah, he just sold it to Bitwise.
He indirectly still benefits from the choosing of Solana, the choosing of
He just sold it to his company. Exactly. Boom.
This community note is a lie.
Which I ain't mad at.
$74,000 position in the Bitwise ETF, which I sold on January 22nd. I do not have large indirect holdings. I'll provide an update at the end of this ethics process. Anyway, anybody that says David Sachs just selected his own bag, I'd send them this. I'd give them the full context. Which brings us to our final question. Why is crypto crashing? Well, it's because the stock market is in complete freefall today. What just happened? The Dow went from being up 300 points at the open to falling as much as 1,100 points in hours. Between 10 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the S&P erased a whopping $1.5 trillion.
Good, everything's nice and cheap. I can buy.
The market specifically began selling off when Trump said this today.
So we're going April 2nd, but very importantly, tomorrow tariffs 25% on Canada and 25% on Mexico, and that'll start. So they're going to have a tariff. So what they have to do is build their car plants, frankly, and other things in the United States, in which case they have no tariffs.
Meaning tariffs officially start tomorrow, a 25% tax on trade that slows trade, which slows the economy in the short term. Again, we went into full detail on this from my video a few days ago. The actual reason crypto will crash lower. Keep in mind, short-term volatility to the downside is just temporary.
Everybody's thinks the market's headed lower.
Yes. But instead, we could be bottoming, maybe this week.
And this is the choppiness you were talking about. And, you know, I think you use a combination of fundamentals and technicals, obviously,
yes,
to get things right. And the reason for the choppiness was going to be the first 100 days of this fire hose of executive orders and everything else.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of weighing on investors' minds. We're seeing it even in the surveys and CEOs, because the tariffs and DOGE are, you know, the DOGE is creating austerity. Tariffs are creating uncertainty. Businesses are maybe sort of sitting on their hands. This is why I think markets have been sort of sinking and momentum has done so.
I think businesses sitting on their hands has a lot to do with this. I think there's a lot of businesses that are just kind of sitting and waiting for some actual movement to go on so that they could feel a sense of FOMO before they launch in.
So poorly. But to me, Friday
this
was
guy's
a
hair
good
is
day
insane
because, you know, it was a bad news headline, but markets actually rallied.
Yeah, World War III is usually not a good headline.
So obviously all of this is an ongoing story. The minute I get new information, I will keep you updated.
Super interesting.
And by the way, often on X, link down below.
This is super interesting to me. I've been in crypto for so fucking long. Not so saying that I've made millions of dollars. I have not. But I've definitely made a lot of money in crypto. And I've continued basically to hold. So have I actually made any money? No. But my portfolios are way bigger, way up, because I started decades ago. About a decade ago, honestly. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, then please like the video, subscribe, and if you really like it, then share it with some of your friends. My goal here is to spread a positive message while sprinkling my 2 cents on big topics like American, Indian, and world geopolitics, and even small stuff like Twitch drama and online debacles. And if you want to see it live, come join me over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ActuallyElrod. That's where I'm going to do all my reactions, and after the reactions, that's where we get down a game. And if you're like, hey, I have a video that I want this dude to sprinkle his 2 cents on, then come over on my Discord and let me know and join the community there. And while we're at it, I have to say thank you to everybody who has made that Discord just so poppin'. I never thought I'd have a Discord that's so flowing. It's really cool to see. Shout out to you, Bobby, Omni, Demon, all of you who have been in there who are just super active. Logie, you're the man. Logie is the one who's like modding and helping run the server, so thank you, Logie. Lastly, I challenge you. I have a challenge for you. Make somebody laugh today. We all know there's enough hate and vitriol in the world. If energy is contagious like the flu, then let's spread and get everyone contagious with our positive energy, right? Not negative energy, because there's so much of that. And if we could just be a small little change in someone's day, then you never know. Maybe that's the thing that starts shifting this world to a happier, healthier, just better place. And with all of that said and done, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.